Today's 856 day that I'm sharing lessons I learned. I'm learning how this will support your dreams, your goals, and how to become the person that you want to become. Today we speak about stress. Of course, there could be positive stress and negative stress. And again, this is your choice. It's your choice to choose if it will be excitement or stress. Because a lot of times, two people could be at the exact same spot, but one person feel positive about it, other person say, I feel stressed overwhelmed, and I don't know what to do. So today we'll share what stress is good, where we're supposed to look for stress, because stress at the end of the day helps us to develop, transform, and really impact our lives in a positive way. I really love that there was a saying that stress is when you really hope that life could be different. And so a lot of times his faith is that really knowing that God's timing is the most important timing. And that is a huge difference because stress, because we supposed to think about the future and we hope that that future could be now. But no, that's not the case. And that means that we need to go through a lot of things, develop ourselves to make sure that we're able to get that future result that we're looking for. So when I think about stress, number one thing that I always remember is physical stress. So that means that we need to move our body. We need to be active. So that means we need to create stress on our body, on our physical body, to make sure that our muscles are growing, they're getting stronger, they are always physical fit. Because a lot of times when I used to go to really sports and I did wrestling, judo, and sambo, a lot of times people who used to be business owners, who are doctors, and they always do sports because they understand how important it is for mental and capacity just to have physical capacity. So the more you invest in your health and physical health, and you put stress on your body, really making sure that you exercise, that's of course elevates your mood, not just physically but emotional as well. Number two is cognitive stress, so mental growth. So challenging your brain, learning new skills and knowledge, like really memorizing something, really new language. Like there's so many ways that you're able to really stress your cognitive behaviors. So like really making sure that you don't stuck in one way of thinking, but really challenge. So when last time you put something challenge? Because one thing that if you don't use it, you lose it. That means if you don't practice a new language, don't practice new knowledge, don't memorize things, that means that after a while, it will be even harder to really invest your time to really learn new things. So that means that we need to be proactive and looking ways how we're able to improve and better and really stress our cognitive behavior on mental growth. Because at the end of the day, we need to stimulate our brains to make sure that we're able to get the best out of it. Number three is emotional stress or for resilience. Well, we need to develop resilience, but again, this is we need to really challenge ourselves and emotional challenges. It could be where we able to really improve emotional resilience, because we're able to do so many different things to make sure that we are preparing for challenges that real life really challenges will throw you one way or another. But if you don't prepare for it, it will be harder. So that means that you're really able to work hard to challenge yourself and make a stressful situations for yourself, emotionally stressful situations for yourself, to make sure that you understand how it feels. So that means that when you are experiencing some setbacks, disappointments, you're not caught off guard because I never felt this way, never experienced the emotional stress. So the more you prepare yourself emotionally for bad days, so that the easier it will be to overcome. So I love the saying that um, the more you sweat during practice, the less you bleed in the war. The more you sweat in the practice, the less you bleed in the war. And exactly the same with the emotional stress. If you create stress for yourself and you practice, it will much easier when really some serious things will happen in life. And again, something serious will happen. This is not a question if, it's only the when. And you need to prepare for it. Interpersonal stress for relationships. So that means that we need to really practice. That means we need to practice discussion, conflict, disagreement. That means that not being afraid and not shy away from conversations where there is some kind of misalignment. Because at the end of the day, we need to work on those. So that means that you're able to initiate those conversations and learn how to be better initiate those conversations first, because how you initiate that conversation could make or break the conversation. Because if you make other person defensive, a lot of times it will not work. Of course, we need to first understand, and then second will be understood. So that means that first initiate, and then second is like manage that conversation, that dialogue, that discussion, making sure that this discussion doesn't move to conflict. Because I think that's the biggest part, is that a lot of times people really want to have discussion, but they never know how to do that, and then after that, that discussion moves to conflict. So being able to initiate discussion, of course, that's where you put yourself in that interpersonal stress. Number 5 is time and deadline stress for productivity. So that means that I truly believe that, like, when you have like some goal for a year, for 2 years, for 5 years, a lot of times it seems so far away. So being able to put yourself in a deadlines to make sure that you are much, much more productive and focused on things that really matters, and finishing them much, much faster is very, very important. So that means that creating deadlines for yourself. That means could be deadline based on someone else. So like a person said, like, you need to do that in 2 weeks. So this is their standard for you, but you have a different standard for yourself. You potentially can have a much higher standard. So you could say that this person made me for 2 weeks. I will finish in 5 days. I want to make sure that my standard is higher than someone else. And then when you're able to do that, of course, you're able to create stress on yourself because you want to finish based on your deadlines, based on your standards, not someone else. So it's very important to make sure that you have deadlines that could potentially create like stressful situations, like positive stressful, and really pushes you to manage your time effectively and really have that work ethic. Number 6 is financial stress. That means that, of course, the one best thing is really invest your money into your personal growth in investments, and really not having any money whatsoever. So that means when you put all the money to work, that could potentially create financial stress. But then at the end of the day, you put that money to assets, and you are the most important asset. And it could be that you put into some investments, into trainings, everything in the business creation. And at that moment, really learn about budgeting, investing, all the things that really allows you to make more money in the future, and not being afraid to take risks. Because that financial stress could be helpful for you to make sure that you don't stagnate, where you really move forward to make sure that you are making more and more money every single year, and you develop that financial literacy based on the financial stress. And last one, number 7, is change and adaptation stress for personal development. I think that is very, very important to understand that we need to develop, we need to change, we need to improve, we need to get better. And I think that sometimes when people don't have enough changes, they get stagnant. So we need to work very hard to make sure that we're able to improve. And sometimes it's just moving for 3 months, 6 months in a different country, exploring, understanding that different languages, and really understand that come out of your shell is important on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis, sometimes on a daily basis as well. So I think about really the most important parts when the most important changes. I think that we really need to reflect that we need to pursue stress. When you pursue the stress, of course, life could be much, much more beautiful. So I hope you just win, and see you tomorrow.